Hello whistle warriors and welcome back to my awesome tin whistle channel. Today I am showing you guys the absolutely incredible Carbony close finger hole spacing low D whistle. And this beautiful piece of kit is really the low whistle of low whistles, the cream of the crop. This is a particularly special whistle for multiple reasons. Firstly, I don't know if you can see from here, but this whistle has a tapered bore design. That means it's wider at the top here at the mouthpiece and narrower at the bottom. The design itself has this nice cutaway end, which I've shown you on previous Carbony whistles. These whistles are made from carbon fiber. Now, we do get a little bit of information on the card that comes with the Carbony whistle anytime you order. For example, it says low whistles feature a thick wall design, and the tapered design actually allows for closer finger hole spacing in general, but also gives this rapid passage of air so that basically it's a little more balanced than some other whistles I've tried in all registers, which is bingo, that is what we want. Secondly, it does say Carbony whistles have anodized machined aluminium fipple bodies with hard rubber tops made from marbled ebonite. Now, if I show you a close-up here, you can see the beautiful ebonite tip that we've just talked about. The mouthpiece itself is professionally designed. Everything is neat, tidy, slick. We have the logo at the front here and some make and model details on the back. And as you can see, the ebonite tip and the mouthpiece just has this beautiful ingrained pattern to it. This one is actually sort of a green and black color, but the shaped mouthpiece is really comfortable, really helps you to hit all the notes you need to on this whistle and get playing very well. If I come down the whistle, you can see that the carbon fiber body itself does have this sort of ingrained pattern. Finger holes, which I'll get to in a moment. And on this particular whistle, we also have a thumb rest as well. This is removable, so you can slide and remove it, or you can reposition it to wherever you want to as well. As I mentioned at the end, we do have this angled ending here and a very wide, thick material that the bore of the whistle is made from here, and that gives it this lovely, rich and resonant tone. Now, what is particularly special about this whistle is it's designed with close finger hole spacing. And that basically means that instead of having to use the piper's grip, which most people will need to use on all low whistles, you can actually cover the holes on this whistle, this low D whistle, with your finger pads. Let me show you that in a close-up. A normal low whistle hole with the piper's grip uses different parts of the finger. So you'd be looking at this sort of joint, this second joint, and then the finger pad as you go down with different fingers. So you'd be looking at something like this. But this particular low whistle, because the finger space or the finger holes are closer spaced, you can just use the pads of your fingers with relative ease. Now, as you can see here, this is the top finger holes on my Carbony low D whistle, my Howard low D whistle, and my MK Pro low D whistle. And as you can see, the Carbony finger hole spacing are closer together, and in general, they're slightly higher up the whistle. So for example, as you can see on the MK Pro, the third finger on the top hand is right the way down here. So you've got a considerable difference in length. And if we go down these whistles and I align those top holes again, you'll see that the Carbony whistle has considerably smaller or closer hole spacing than both the Howard and the MK Pro. Now, before we go any further, there's nothing wrong with these two whistles. They are beautiful, resonant, rich sounding whistles, and the finger hole spacing in general isn't overly distant on these particular whistles. The MK Pro, I think, is probably one of my easiest low whistles to play with regard to finger spacing, and that actually has a larger finger spacing than the Howard, so tells you all you need to know. But if you have tried a low D whistle and you're struggling with the hole spacing on one or both hands, then the Carbony close hole low D might be the low whistle for you. Now, I know full well that my husband actually can't play anything probably lower than a B flat, and that is because the flexibility or the spacing between his fingers, his fingers literally won't spread. And even with the piper's grip, he still can't manage to cover any hole spaces basically lower than a B flat. But this he can cover. Now let's compare this to a high D whistle. So I have here my Chris Wall Sweet Brass in high D and my Carbony Celtic Winds low D whistle next to it. You'll see that obviously the high D whistle, the first three holes are here, The actual fourth hole is coming in line with the third hole on the Carbony. So there is a significant difference, but obviously you can still actually use your finger pads on both of these whistles. Going down, if I line up the lower finger holes with the bottom finger holes again, you'll see that the spacing isn't actually overly different. So again, you've got coverage with your finger pads, coverage with your finger pads, and you've hardly had to increase the space. Now, finding a low D whistle with finger spacing comparable to a high D whistle is a pretty rare find. These do come with a price tag, but I will put a link to Carbony Celtic Winds website in the description below so you guys can check out all their current prices. As for the actual design, the key to making this hole spacing the way it is absolutely fascinating. And I'm going to play you a little clip from this incredible video. I will link the full video up here as well so you guys can watch the full thing. This video blew my mind, and here is that little clip.
So how does Rob Gondera, the maker of these Carbony whistles, achieve this amazing innovation with the finger hole spacing? First, Rob drills each finger hole at an angle. So the bottom of each hole, where it opens up into the whistle's bore, is at a different location on the tube than the top of the finger hole. The top of the hole, which is where your finger makes contact with the whistle, joins the bottom of the hole to form a little angled tunnel or chimney. By drilling holes at an angle, Rob can place the tops of the holes closer together than those on a standard whistle. On a standard whistle, the holes are just drilled straight down and not at an angle. The benefit of angled drilling is increased by extending the chimneys even further into the bore using little short tubes, the chimney extenders. Using these extenders, the tops of the finger holes can be placed even closer together, resulting in a vast increase in finger and hand comfort.
So as we've seen, the key to this close hole spacing is actually tubes inside the whistle, the body of the whistle, which angle the hole inwards. So actually, the hole is in the same space on the inside of the tube. The air is allowed out from the same space on the inside of the tube, but it's just been moved on the outside of the tube. And that is literally a mind-blowing discovery. Congratulations. It's crazy, and it works. So, as you can hear, it sounds pretty amazing. It's easy to get right the way up into the higher notes. The only note that I found a little bit of a problem with was that high second octave C, but it's really not very often that you use that note anyway. You just need to play around with the fingering a little bit, but you do tend to need to do that on most whistles anyway. It doesn't actually require very much air at all to play, which is a really nice feature, but you can, if you want to, give it a little bit more and get some dynamics with this, which I really like. The top comes off, so it is tunable if you need to adjust the tuning to play alongside other instruments that you're playing with. It's pretty lightweight. As I said, the thumb rest is removable, but obviously if you're not used to larger whistles, that might come in handy. Yeah. Basically, I don't have anything bad to say about this whistle. Obviously, you know, if you are looking into Carbony whistles, you guys might know that they are a little bit more on the expensive side. You're looking at a few $100s rather than something that's under $100. But I mean, you do get what you pay for, especially with this close fingerhole spacing whistle, because you just won't find anything like this anywhere else. It really is something special. Obviously, if you do clean this whistle out like you do with your normal whistles, you will have to be careful not to dislodge or damage the tubes inside. So yeah, if you buy one, take care. But like I said, if you do want to check these out or any of the other Carbony whistles, I have left a link in the description below. I hope you guys really enjoyed this review, and I hope you enjoyed hearing this be played. If you guys have suggestions on other whistles that you'd like to see from other makers or other Carbony whistles you'd like me to play, then let me know in the comments below. I do have a double whistle or a dual flute from Carbony as well, which I'll be showing you guys soon, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check me out on Ko-fi and Patreon, because that also helps fund the channel, helps buy more whistles to show you guys, helps me have more time to play these amazing instruments for you, because I need to work less because you guys support me more. It's a vicious but amazing cycle, so thank you so much. Thanks also to Carbony Celtic Winds for these amazing whistles. Absolutely love them. Special thanks to Rob, who has been sending me all these amazing instruments. I adore playing them. It's been a real pleasure. Happy whistling. I'll see you guys next week with another awesome video. Until then, stay tuned and play low whistle. Bye.